Pleasure. As always.
Pleasure. I remember you.
You remember
you
me?
asked me some tricky questions
Do
last
I?
time. Yeah, it's good.
I am a seasoned journalist. I'm not like I film.
You're
They're giving them all the breaks, mate. You know.
Seasoned journalist.
Yeah, like I said, pleasure to sit down with you. I wanted to ask you because obviously last time we spoke to you, you hadn't got the first bid. You got the first bid now. What was that like? That must have been an experience.
Fun.
Yeah.
Stressful.
Because you don't lose many, do you?
I do. I lose quite a few. It's like with that particularly. Now it's all said and done. I can give you the in-depths. So as soon as the title was vacant and James DeGale and Andre Dirrell were ordered to fight for that title, we went straight on the attack. With our Hearn and made all the offers. They matched us a few times, but you're talking like 500,000-600,000. Then we went a little bit higher. Might as well tell you now. I think we were at 750 plus US TV. They didn't want to come back and match that. We thought we had a deal. Then Dirrell decided he didn't want to come to the UK. And then by then we'd run out of time on a purse bid. So if we're looking at 750 plus US TV, you might be looking at $1 million kind of max in the package. So we go to purse bid, and bearing in mind their best offer to us was 600,000. We bid 2.1 million, which was quite aggressive, really, to be honest with you. And bear in mind, you have to put 10% up when you bid, which was 210 grand, and you have to put 5% participation fee, 5% admin fee, or to join the IBF. They do very well at these purse bids. And I remember sitting there, and I think I had James and his mum on one phone, and I had Don Majeski, who worked for us in America, in New Jersey, at the purse bid. And he said, there's only two bidders, us and Warrior Boxing, our name. And I thought, I said to my old man, what do you think? He said, you'll win this easy. So, and then the phone rang at Don Majeski. I went, Don. He went, they bid 3.1 million. So it was kind of nice to get beaten by $1 million, because I had a purse bid recently between Scott Cardle and Terry Flanagan, which never ended up happening, and Warren beat me by about 65 quid. Do you know what I mean? That was a bit of a kick in the nuts. I think I bid 50,500 and he bid 50,565 or something like that. It's like, do you know something here? But to lose by $1 million was, I didn't mind, because one, it's on NBC. Two, and even better, it ended up being a primetime fight in the UK. And three, James gets 1.5 million, 1.55 million, which in English terms these days is over £1 million. So, it was interesting. The way I operate our business is I have an understanding of the market value. I don't make mistakes in terms of numbers. I don't make emotional decisions that could jeopardise our business. So therefore, my calculations and my mathematics was based on the right numbers. Theirs was based on madness, which is what's going on in America right now. Good for James DeGale, because we've taken advantage of that madness, and he's going to beat Andre Dirrell in the UK, in the US, or wherever it may be. So all is going to work out well. But it's an interesting time for boxing. I think that purse bid was just one of those times, exposed and shown the craziness that's going on in the world of boxing right now.
The London housing market, basically.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you want it, don't you? So if you want to win a purse bid and you don't care what it costs, like you want a house and you don't care what it costs, you have to have that house. You're gonna. But if you're buying the house on the basis of its market value and you're making a business decision rather than an emotional decision, then you bid 2.1 million. If you're just going to want to have it. And the other thing is, it's very easy for our Hearn to say to Andre Dirrell, whatever I bid, you're getting $500,000 to have this fight in the US. So once you do that, it's actually a £2 million purse bid, if that makes sense. But I couldn't have done that to James DeGale, because he'd rather say, I'll just go over there for 1.5. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, if you think he's going to win anyway,
Exactly.
Let's get on to the fight.
Yeah.
How do you think he's going to go?
I think it's a great fight.
Everyone thinks he's going to stop him.
Yeah.
James is going to stop the road.
I believe that as well, honestly. I mean, firstly, I think it's a great fight. I think two of the very best 168 pounders in the world. I think this fight is about two halves. I think this fight is about momentum, confidence. Like Dirrell is a big super middleweight. You know, we know he struggles at the weight. We know he's tended to gas the fight. You saw even against Derek Edwards, like in the last round, he was out. So that's the last time he was in the ring. The last time James DeGale was in the ring was against Periban when he smashed him, and in front of 80,000 at Wembley where he smashed Brandon Gonzalez. You probably know from interviewing him, he's absolutely buzzing, ready to go. His confidence is on another level. One thing that I think I'm quite good at is understanding fighters, because I'm a similar kind of age. And James DeGale, 4 or 5 years ago, was probably more interested in sitting around pool parties and buying flash motors. He still loved his boxing, he still trained hard, but now his whole life is dedicated to his boxing and becoming a champion. It's a bit like Kevin Mitchell. Sometimes it's too late, but sometimes you get it at the right time. James has got plenty of time on his side, but it's like he's so focused and determined. The only thing that matters is boxing and winning. And when you've got that mentality, you're a difficult man to beat. And I just think that the first 6 rounds are going to be quite tricky. James has got to force the pace, make sure it's a really fast pace for Dirrell. I want to see Andre Dirrell go back to his stall after 4 rounds with a look on his face like, this pace is hot. And then I think James DeGale will stop him within 10 rounds. Really do.
You see him over the line, he makes history.
Yeah.
It's got to be one of your most defining moments, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, look, it's got, they've got a great team. They've got Diane, the mum is just priceless. Leroy's great. Ambrose is great. Jimmy Mack, you could listen to all day talking about boxing. Even his son. It's a great team, and we'll all go out to Miami. We'll travel to Boston. I've got to say that sometimes winning the title abroad is so much more rewarding than winning the title at home. You travel together as a team. You pitch up at the venue. You're the away fighter, if you like. It's just like supporting a football club. The away day victories are on another level. You know what I mean? So I think in terms of where he goes after this, I mean, he would have just won the world title on NBC, live on Sky Sports. The fights out there for him are endless in the 168-pound division, depending on how hard he wants to go. Do you want to fight Andre Ward? Do you want to fight Carl Froch?
Yeah,
of course, yeah. But I think, like now would be a great time to fight Andre Ward. But James's style is really not great for anyone. But James's style with confidence, with fitness and power is really, really dangerous, because you get hit by shots you don't even see. And that's what's going to happen on May the 23rd. And that's what's going to happen with a lot of fighters. Like, James's style for Carl Froch is all wrong. James's style for Mikhail Kessler is all wrong. James's style for even Andre Ward is probably all wrong. In fact, James's style for anyone is all wrong. So, but when you're adding that style to the confidence and the momentum he's got, he's really dangerous. So I've rabbited enough about that question. What I meant to say was he can fight anyone he wants on any platform he wants, because he basically becomes an overnight superstar.
There's a bit of how can I say, people have lost a bit of confidence in the sport stateside, if you believe what you read, because of the Manny Pacquiao Mayweather fight. Do you think that if he comes through this and starts shouting at some of the bigger names, this could reignite, another division, not just the Mayweather division, not just the heavyweight.
Talking about boxing in general, everything's on a case-by-case scenario. So, like, Floyd fights Manny, and then for about 48 hours, you got a little bit of the hump about the fight, and then you realise, well, actually, it was always going to be like that. Why did I even think it was going to be anything different? And then, after you've stopped sulking, and it's on every single news station talking about the fight, and then another fight comes up, it might be Canelo against Kirkland, and you go, well, this is good, and all of a sudden that's a war, and you go, wow, boxing's great, isn't it?
So that's going to be a war.
It will be, yeah, but there won't be as many. No one's talking about it.
No, not yet.
Everyone's talking about Mayweather Pacquiao. If you say not yet, we're 2 days away.
I feel sorry for him, because it's going to be a great fight.
Yeah, it will be. But like I said, everything's a case-by-case scenario. People say to me, oh, do you think May the 2nd will affect May the 30th pay-per-view? Not really. You either decide you're going to buy it or you don't. But by May the 30th, you're not going to turn around and go, do you remember 4 weeks ago I was quite disappointed with Mayweather? You're going to go, do you know what? I want to see Brooke Gavin, Mitchell Linares, Selby Gradovich, Joshua Johnson, Ryder Blackwell, Hibbert against the light welterweight champion. Dave Ryan. You know what I mean? You guys don't even know your boxing. You don't know shit about boxing. So you know, everything is like case by case scenario. So boxing's. I don't believe this boxing's dead. Boxing, you know, because every week there's a major event, and you know, you haven't just got 6 months ago in America, Top Rank and Golden Boy having little tiff. Now you've got Al Heyman's coming, just blown the sport up in America, and you've got everyone else scrambling out there. But now they're fighting back, so it's exciting, you know. And over here, we've got so many fighters on the cusp of greatness. You know, so many fighters on the cusp of becoming a major player in their weight division. Kell Brook, #1 now in the Ring magazine. You know, he could be one of the great welterweights.
Why don't no one talk about him in regards to fighting Mayweather?
Because I don't think he's fought enough quality fighters to.
Even as the world champion?
No, because at the end of the day, look, Kell Brook beat Sean Porter, who was like the new Mike Tyson in the welterweight division. Then he nearly died. So we lost a huge amount of time and momentum. Then he had to fight his mandatory, smashed him. Now 7 weeks later he'll fight Frankie Gavin. If he beats Frankie Gavin, he'll probably fight Brandon Rios. After the Rios fight, that's probably the time where we can turn around and say, you know what, why not us? But I just think that Floyd's not going to fight again unless it's for a massive payday. And is Brook going to give him that massive payday? The answer is no. Is Hearn going to give him that massive payday? Not really. More so. But look at the risks associated with those fights. I can't see Floyd fighting Brook or Hearn. Why would you? I know. So, you know, that's that. But, you know, Kevin Mitchell, if he beats Linares, if Selby beats Gradovic, the featherweight division is unbelievable right now. You know, you've got Anthony Joshua coming through. Give him 6 months, going to be ready for any heavyweight, you know, domestically particularly. So it's very exciting times, and boxing changes like that. 1 week you're downhearted with boxing, and then all of a sudden you're sitting there playing with yourself, thinking, fucking hell, boxing's unbelievable. He might be playing with himself, I don't know.
So we come back with a belt on, when's he back?
May the 24th. Well, he landed on May the 25th.
Right, so he's back with a belt on May 24th. Yeah. How long does he have off, and how long before you're getting him back in the ring?
I think what will happen is, the old James DeGale would have said, do you know what, I'm going to go to Ibiza, Marbella, this pool party, that pool party. I believe this James DeGale will say, get me back in there as soon as possible. Same with Kell Brook. You know, after the Jojo Dan fight, he went home, had a pizza, he was back in the gym the next day. The old Kell Brook would have been out here, there, everywhere, world title belts. They just want to keep the momentum going, keep earning the money.
I saw him on the snooker the other day, that's how I knew he was serious.
Yeah, I know.
I
know. But it's like, but he's just bought a lovely new house in Sheffield. Yeah. And you know what? He wants to do it up. And he wants to buy a new car. And he wants new electric gates. And that's great for me, because all it means is he's just like, I'm back in the gym. When am I next out? And James will be the same. So James will want to be back in the ring as soon as possible. And victory in May, we'll look at end of September, early October.
O2?
Yeah, maybe. Joshua's headlining there September the 12th, so maybe Wembley.
Thanks for your time.
No worries.
Appreciate it, mate.